Fight on until victory is achieved.
You're listening to FairPlay on justicenews.net.
My name is
Michael Thompson was sentenced to life in prison in 1996 for at least 42 to 60 years just for selling a few pounds of marijuana to an informant. They gave him the maximum due to Michigan's habitual offender law, which gives judges the power to enhance sentences of those who have prior felonies, even when they are not connected. Michael spent 25 years in prison for that, even when marijuana had become legal in that state in 2018. Mr. Thompson was released in January of 2021 after clemency was granted in his marijuana case by the governor of Michigan at that time. But Michael's ordeal wasn't as easy as it sounds. And joining me today is Michael Thompson. Thank you so much, Michael, for your time, and welcome to FairPlay.
Yes, I'm thankful for the opportunity.
You heard my introduction, Michael. Did I say anything wrong in that introduction?
No, you said everything correct.
So, Michael, how are you feeling now, and how has it been since you received the clemency?
Well, it's been, you know, like at some point, at some time, it feels like a roller coaster, and then another point, it feels like heaven sent. You know, I received, and then at the end, it feels like true blessings coming, and so that's the way I feel now, because of all the people is really jumping on board to try to help me. You know, I'm 70 years old, man. I'll be 71 years old in April. You know, and so that's a lot of years taken away. So a lot of people trying to give me a life, you know, from this point on.
So how has been the people's reaction and behavior towards you since you got out?
Well, you know, it's just people, you know, you got people like Last Prison Project, they jumped on board right away, as well as Ubake, Bob Dodd, and then Cresco Labs, you know, and Charlie and Sabrina. And so they jumped on pretty heavy, and they made sure that I had finances, you know, to take care of myself, as well as if my kids needed a little something, they made that available to them as well. So it's been some real true blessing. Then you had people like been walking me through it, like Dee Dee Kirkwood.
Yeah.
And she been walking me through it. And if it wasn't for her, man, walking me through it like I'm a little baby, you know. You know, that was needed. I don't care what nobody said. Anybody that did 25 years, you know what I'm saying, it ain't gonna be that simple.
Yeah.
And you know, it just, you got things like coming out, you know, just knowing how to work a telephone, man. You know.
Yeah.
You know, just knowing how to work a telephone, that was confusing. Then learn how to do a Zoom. It's like taking me to another world.
Yeah.
And it's just the stuff that little kids is doing, and I can't do it. And, you know, working on the computer, these little kids, they showing me little things, you know what I'm saying? So it just, you know, and sometimes it can be embarrassing. And then you gotta understand, I've been gone 25 years, so there's a big difference.
Yeah.
Than being out here, and everybody they fell into it from a young age and walk all the way up, and then now they know the computer and stuff like that, and then everybody expect for me to know it. You know, then they look at me like I'm crazy. You know, but you know, you want to go to the doctor's office, everything's computers, man. Everything. I said, wow, you know, so I had to force myself to learn fast, and I'm thankful to like I said, once again, to Dee Dee Kirkwood people, well, mainly her, because and then Last Prisoner Project also, they held my hand. This lady named Mary Belly and Sarah Garrison. They held my hand when I first got out, because I was a mess, man. I was messed up, as far as not knowing what's going on, because I don't care what nobody's saying. I want you to understand this. I don't care what nobody say. If you done did 20-something years, I don't care what nobody say, something done happened to you during that course of time. I'm talking about like like I had a light stroke. And I remember when I had the light stroke, I remember when I was in 8 block, and I held the bars, and I had, it felt like an anxiety attack. But I had a light stroke, and I looked at my mouth still twisted, but it's coming back now. It was twisted for a while. And so it just, I don't tell many people that, but because I just leave it alone. I don't try to volunteer information about something that happened to me, because I'd rather just leave it alone. And I don't tell no one that. They say, if you've been in there that many years, I don't care who you are, something happened. You can hit an anxiety attack or a light stroke or something. And that's what happened to me. And prison do not preserve you, like everybody said it do. It do not preserve you. And man, you you don't know what kind of stress is involved in that. You just don't know what kind of stress is involved in that.
Yeah.
During the time, and then talking to your family, and then people disappear on you. People say love you and all that, but they disappear on you. And so what I did is, I consider myself an honorable man, and I don't like no liars. I don't like nobody lying to me. And so what I did was, I stopped my visits for over 20 years. I didn't take no visits for over 20 years.
Mm-hmm.
And everybody thought I was crazy. Department of Corrections thought something was wrong with me. And they sent me to 3 psychiatrists. And the 3 psychiatrists told them that, no, ain't nothing wrong with him. He just don't like nobody lying to him. And he's serious about that. And he held a person's word pretty close to his heart, and so it ain't nothing wrong with him. It's something wrong with the people that's lying to him.
Because everyone was lying to you.
Yeah, they were just lying. You know how you come up on a visit and then you tell somebody something, build their hopes up.
Yeah. And
then you leave the visit, and then when you call them on the phone, they're talking a whole different subject.
Yeah.
A whole different thing, So I said, well, why should I get dressed up to hear a lie when I ain't gonna get dressed up to hear no lie? So I stopped all my visits.
Yeah. Now I know what you're talking about, because I've heard that a lot, and that's why those who are incarcerated, they kind of go in a cocoon, because the people outside don't understand what they have gone through or what they're going through. But how difficult is it for someone to build back their lives once they're out of the prison, because they've been devastated? So how do they put it back together?
Well, for one, how you put it back together, you start dealing with reality, because a lot of guys in there, they deal with illusions, and they be thinking, they be saying to themselves, it ain't gonna be that hard, it's gonna be easy. I'm gonna get some help from a lot of people. Gonna help me when I get out, and that's illusion. And the reality says this: and when you get out, it's your ass. It's your ass against the world. And you ain't gonna get much help unless you get it from a program or something. You might get a little help here and there, as far as making it, you got to make it on your own. As far as rehabilitation is not, it don't exist anymore inside the penal system. There's no such thing as a rehabilitation in prison anymore. And see, so to rehabilitate yourself, you got to rehabilitate your own self. Don't wait for Department of Correction to rehabilitate you. You got to do it on your own. And so it just, you know, a lot of guys in prison sleep, and just like I got out and I'm they tell me about the drivers, you know, I get my license. But what they didn't tell me is, hell, those ain't the same 12 questions that when I went in, they doing anymore. Shit, you got to pass an 80-question test. You know what I'm saying? I mean, man, that thing was wow, and it ain't no simple questions like the ones I remember. Stop, the yield sign, all that. Man, this thing tell you all kinds of how far kids mark out. Man, that wasn't there then. So a lot of guys, I feel sorry for them because they're not gonna pass that driver's test. You know, period. It's a little bit more complicated and difficult, especially if you've been down as long as I've been down. Man, I didn't. Most of the questions I didn't understand, but I had to raise call God. God had helped me on this. He helped me, you know. And then when they would tell me to park my truck, when I took the driver's test, they told me to park my truck the same space where they put the little cars at. I said, man, I got this big truck, big Ram Dodge. You know what I'm saying? How am I park my truck in the same space as this little car? And he said, look, you only got one shot. Yeah, I just called God again, and I dropped it in there. You know, so it's just little things like that. You know, I know it sounds like nothing to you, you know what I'm saying? But I'm just saying, it was a whole lot to me.
No, I know what you mean, because when I talk to families outside and I tell them that, hey, when someone picks up, when an incarcerated individual calls you, we have to understand that once they hang up the phone, that's it. They're gone. They've lost that last connection with the world. So we got to just patiently listen to them and understand that we don't really understand what they're going through. It only happens to those who have been through it. Only probably they can understand what you've gone through. But in your case, Michael, the issue of prior felonies, what I wanted to ask you is that isn't it weird that if somebody has prior felonies, or if the courts deem somebody as a repeat offender, shouldn't a just and sane society and a fair society be helping those people or rehabilitate them rather than screwing them over, which usually happens in our justice system?
Well, I'm glad you brought that up, because that's what I got now. I got a program called Michael Thompson Clemency Project. And it got something to do with what Michigan is doing real bad, and a lot of other states. It's what you call stacking the charges up against you.
Yeah.
And most of the people that receive this is people of color. And they stack, in Michigan, really bad, you know, have a tendency to stack charges up against you, just like they did me. And then guys fall in, people of color, they fall into these sentences called trap sentences. And you hear about it because this program that I got going now, that Crisco Lab is sponsoring it. And they sponsor it big time to help me get some guys out from under that. What it is when I said trap sentences is when people like myself, I was in a trap sentence. I received a habitual offender. And see, and what you understand, when you receive a habitual offender, my out date was 2038. I'm supposed to be out right now. Before a parole board see me, it's supposed to be 2038. And if it wasn't for people like you, myself, and the last prison project, and Michael Thompson Clemency thing going on, these guys would die in prison. They would get no help. Then you got another trap. Then you got another one called felony murder. Felony murder is when you went in there and committed a crime with a person that was a trigger happy cat and went in there, even though you didn't have no gun, even though you didn't kill nobody, even though you didn't have no intentions of killing nobody. But because you got natural life, you get natural life too. Mm. And so that's what's happening with a lot of guys with felony murder. They're in prison and they ain't killed nobody, and they doing natural life. And so those are the things I'm working on, and trying to Cresco Lab just donated $65,000 to Michael Thompson Clemency saying to help file clemency papers. And this attorney out of Ohio that Kim Kardashian got for me, named Kim Carrera, she they on top of it, man, and she got her law students on top of it, and we try to make some things happen. We trying to make Michigan a pilot for the rest of the state. And let them take a look at them trap centers. Take a look at them, because if they don't take a look at them, who will?
Yeah. Nobody.
And then if nobody don't look at them, then what's going to happen to them human beings?
Yeah.
They got them in prison for, man. It's different if they did some old crazy or sick stuff, but man, you just don't throw the key away. Everybody, they go to prison.
Yeah. How can people get more information about Michael Thompson Clemency Program?
They can get information through Dee Dee Kirkwood. She can tell you more about that. I don't have it on hand right now.
All right.
And we need all the help we can get. But I'm gonna be fighting. But we need finances to keep it going.
That's pretty fantastic to know that since you've been out, and I've been watching you. You've been out and about, and you've been pretty active for the cause. Because that's what I've seen, that a lot of people who get exonerated, they come out and then they forget those that they've left behind. Would you agree with that?
Yeah, they forget who left behind, but I can't do it. I'm cut from a different cloth. First I have God, you know what I'm saying, and he been with me and he protected me all these years. And I see why he protected me. I done been in some sticky situations that I supposed to been dead. You know, then I wrote it down on the counter. And so it's just that I know that he kept me here for a reason. And so my thing is, and I'll tell anyone, man, you got to really think about more than just yourself. You see, because when I left prison, and I'm still hearing the voices in my head.
Yeah.
I left prison. All I heard was them saying when they were leaving, and they stayed up, and because they tried to sneak me out, man. They tried to sneak me out this time. They tried to sneak me in there to change the time and sneak me out, and they snuck me out at 4:00 in the morning, man. Don't nobody leave no prison no 4:00 in the morning, man. And they released me at 4:00 in the morning. I said, wait a minute, what? And I said, can I take a shower? No.
What? Why did they do that?
They wanted to duck the media.
Yeah.
They duck the media, but damn, man, I mean, why you want to duck the media? What have y'all done? What y'all trying to hide? And so it's just that it's a sad thing, the games that private correction play, and there's so many games they play that, just like I said, right before I come home, I was washing my clothes in a toilet stool.
Yeah.
In a toilet stool. Because they didn't want to fix the washer. And I told them, before I left prison, I told the staff there, I said, that's okay, but this is going to come back to haunt you guys. And I'm going to tell the truth. I'm going to tell them what's really happened. So just like I said, back to what I was just saying, I heard I still hear the voices in my head when they told me the main thing they were saying is that they called me Miko in prison, Meeko, and he said, Miko, tell the truth, tell them the truth, and I never forget that in my head, tell the truth, and that's what I've been doing, tell them the truth.
And there's a lot of people who are coming out to support you, and whatever Justice News can do for you and for your cause, we are here, and we appreciate what you're doing. You're standing up for those that you have left behind, but you haven't left them behind because you're still fighting for them. But how did it make you feel when you found out that marijuana was legal in your state and you were incarcerated for that?
Well, I would be very bitter if these marijuana organizations didn't step up and really give me a life after prison. If all of them would just turn their back on me, but they didn't. Just like I said, the two, their name is Ubate and Bob Dodge, and the other one is Cresco Lab, led by Charlie and Sabrina. And if it wasn't for them, it went for them. And then not only did they help me continue my life, they helped me with this Michael Thompson Clemency project. And they helping me help other people. And they helping me helping other human beings get a life back. You know, so how could I be bitter towards somebody that put their money where their mouth is?
Yeah.
And then not only that, shows so much concern that all you have to do is ask them one time, and they on board, all the way on board to help others.
Yeah, that's another thing about you, that despite what occurred in your case, despite what happened during the COVID time, despite the Brady violations in your case, the prosecutorial misconduct, and all the crazy things that you faced, you're still smiling and laughing. How does that happen?
Well, it happened because of the love that I received from people that still know how to show love, and because I'm deeply devoted to God. And I ain't talking about, I don't want to start speaking like I'm a religious nut, because I'm not. Because I don't want to start speaking like I'm so heavenly minded, I'm no earthly good. I don't want to speak like that. You know what I'm saying? But what I do want to speak like, I just want to tell you that I believe in God. But I may not believe in the same God that people running around here playing and using his name and stuff like that. I'm real with it. You know what I'm saying? I'm real with God. And I gave him my word before I left prison that I'm going to help people, you know what I'm saying, just like somebody helped me.
That's beautiful, man. God was the only being, and his angels and the spirit, who could hear you alone in that cell when you were crying for help, and look how he responded to you. Wow.
See, I feel you. See, and you feel me. And that's what I'm talking about. You know, I'm talking about, I don't like hypocrites. I don't like none of that, man. You know, my thing is, I'm just real, man. I just real, and I speak real, and I speak the truth. And I ain't got nothing to hide, and I don't want nothing to hide. All I want is somebody to help me help others. And this justice system, the prison reform, is broken. It's broken, and it needs to be fixed in this country. It's broken, and Michigan is just as bad as all the rest of them, bad or even worse. And all I want to do is for people to just stop playing politics with everything, and just think about these as human beings, man, that deserve a chance. I ain't speaking about somebody that don't deserve a chance. I'm speaking about human beings that deserve a chance. Just like many other people deserve a chance. What about the people that's holding them in there? If it wasn't for people that gave them a chance, where would they be at?
But Michael, why is it so difficult for people to fight for their innocence or exoneration or clemency? And it is so easy to put an innocent man in prison and so difficult to fight for your freedom. Why is the system designed like that?
Well, it's designed for you to fail. It's designed for you to pay lawyers money and to file the same simple paperwork. But if you file it, don't nobody hear you. Don't nobody hear your cry. As soon as they see an inmate signature on there, and there ain't no lawyer signature, you know what I'm saying? Sometimes I wonder, do they really read it?
That means what you're saying is that the United States justice system is an unjust system.
It's an unjust system to the bone. It's an unjust system, period. It shows no humanity towards another human being. It shows nothing to another human being. This is America. This the way America want everybody to see them, locking everybody up, and you get more people locked up in America than any other country.
Yeah.
Is this what America wants? Is this what they call America? You know, I used to recite 7 years ago, our forefathers brought forth in this continent a new nation, conceited in liberty, dedicated to the proposition that all men are created equal. Are we really created equal? I mean, that was a great speech, but are we all really created equal today?
Some of the critics have been arguing that the only way to fix this is to tear down this unjust criminal justice system and to come up with a fair system that truly does justice for all.
Well, you're right. Tear it down and rebuild it back up. But you know, the game that they plan is this, and I want to share this with you. You know, they can tear it down and rebuild it back up all they want, but they didn't spend a lot of money, millions of dollars, on studies about this whole thing that I'm speaking about these trap centers, all that. And they did the studies. They did it for the last 20 years. They did one 10 years ago and 10 years before that. And they know what the problem is. They even stated what the problem is. But they never did anything about it. And my question is this: where's all them millions of dollars going to all these studies and don't nothing materialize from it? But only you tell the truth and then you leave, and then come back 10 years later for another study.
While they spend all this money on studies and trying to figure out ways, what kind of toll does a tragedy like that takes on an individual and their families?
Man, they don't care nothing about that. They don't care nothing about my family and your family. They don't care nothing about that. What they care about is money, some dollars. They don't care nothing about your family and your kids. They don't care nothing about nothing but what the dollars and cents say. See, they don't care nothing about a person's family. The only family they care about is their family. Until it touched down on them, that's the only time they'll care. But the same time is, you got to understand, this criminal justice system is so embedded in politics that they even lost all contact humanity. There's nothing there anymore. They don't even feel that. They raising their family for their next generation and using primary correction as a dollar sign. And they making a big living. This is took over General Motors and everything now. This is big business. They're not gonna let you or me come between that. This is big business.
So what if we have a system where I could just buy the person's independence and freedom? Because this is modern day slavery with a new name on it. So why not I just go and buy the incarcerated individual from the state?
They ain't gonna let you do that because they got a program, they got a process, and that ain't part of the process, man.
A show game, they have a show game. I say this to you, Michael, because I've been working on this for some time now, and I don't see any other way of this thing working out instead of a system where I could come up with the money to help people get out. Because just like what you said, and just like what your attorney said also, that it is about money. So why not design a system where we know that everyone is in on the game, from the bail bondsmen to the prison guards to the courts and the clerks and the prosecutors and the public defenders, which are being paid by the same entity, and the judges and the governors and the DAs. Everyone's in on the game, it seems, and a lot of people have been saying that. So why not have a system where we can just write off, buy it, and stop the shenanigans? You don't think that would fly with them?
Hey, it's not funny, man, but I'm just saying.
Yeah, I know.
That sounds real good, and I'm all for it. But it just so happened I got to deal with what reality says.
Yeah.
And reality says that ain't gonna fly. Because you're not part of the process, man. You're not part of the process.
Yeah.
And part of the process is now you can interfere and all these people get millions of dollars. They're not gonna let you come in there and interfere. You talking about what? Let who go? You know what I'm saying? You're doing too much. You're doing too much right. You know what I'm saying? Get your ass somewhere. Sit down.
Well, I wish that maybe one day, you get a chance to read my plan, and I would really love to get your feedback on it, because it is a plan that could achieve all the things that you talked about, and all the things that the government doesn't talk about, and all the things that the Innocence Project don't talk about. I have an answer for that plan, so maybe, hopefully, if God wishes, one day you read my plan and give me some feedback on that.
I wish you would let me read it. Give me the opportunity to read it, because I love to read anything got to do with a person trying to show humanity towards another man.
That's beautiful. So I can get your email address from Didi?
Yes, you can. Yes.
That'll be beautiful, because I really want you to read it, and I want you to read it when you're sitting down and relaxed, because once you start reading my plan, you would stand up.
Okay. I wish that you can just send me, still send it on my email. I wish you could just send it to me, mail it to me.
Okay, I will mail it to you. I will get your mailing.
The reason why for that, because I read it better when I see it on paper, and I can really look at it, dissect it. My thing is, just like I said, I spent 25 years in prison. I'm still getting used to emails and stuff like that. I'm not comfortable with that.
I know what you mean.
And just like Didi, they sent me an itinerary for the thing I'm leaving, going to Texas and then California, down there for that documentary. Didi had to send me the staples, and so I can get the itinerary, because they got me scheduled for a lot of things. And so she sent me the itinerary. I had to go to Staples to get it printed out.
I know what you mean. I'm gonna send you the printed copy. I'm gonna come and see you personally because, you know, I mean, I've been watching what you're doing, and it's always been, you know, a request of mine, even with Kimberly, that hey, I just want a couple of minutes to hang out with Michael because he seems like such a fantastic, cool personality.
Yeah, well, I feel you as well. And I feel your intentions is good. And just like how my relationship began with Cresco Lab Charlie, the head of Cresco Lab Charlie, I can feel you the same way, and that's how we got started, because of a spiritual feeling, you know what I'm saying, and our own spiritual plans, and I can feel you, and I can feel that you're genuine, and I would love to meet you, and it'd be an honor for me to sit down with you and really go over some real things.
The praise to the God. See, God connects the hearts, and you know, I really appreciate you saying this. So, what is this documentary about? Interesting stuff that you're doing now.
Yeah, they're doing a documentary. It won an award already, and so now they got the festival down in California, and then the other one is in Texas, and it's gonna be a big thing. But also they're gonna have a red carpet thing in Flint, my hometown, and it can be a red carpet thing before it go across the United States. It can be a red carpet thing in Flint. That'll be a nice time for you to come and really see this.
That'll be fantastic. When is that?
They're gonna let it red carpet. It's in June.
Okay.
But they give it Didi, and Didi will tell you everything. But they're gonna be a big showing at the Capitol Theater, and so it's gonna be real nice. It's gonna be nice food and everything. It'll be a real nice setting, especially when you start speaking about a red carpet. So it's gonna be laid out. So
is it about your life, the documentary?
Yeah. Well, it's about the sentence of Michael Thompson. That's the name of it.
The Sentence of Michael Thompson.
Yeah, the sentence of Michael Thompson. Didi got the cover. She got the cover things for the documentary. You know, she can send it to you. Just ask her to send all that to you, and she'll send it to you.
Oh yeah, because we're gonna put up a special page for you on our website. The Sentence of Michael Thompson, Cresco Cannabis.
Well, not only that, they hyping it up now, and have her send that to you too down in California, Texas. They got it. It's a real hyped up. They hyping people up now, but let them know that I'm coming down there. And see, I leave Tuesday at 5:00 in the morning.
Got it. Yeah, I'm on your website. I'm on that website. It's on CrescoCannabis.com. The Sentence of Michael Thompson. People can watch the trailer on their website. Do you also have a website of your own, Michael?
Yeah, I got Instagram. I got a web, but you got to go to Didi. Yeah, Didi can tell you everything. I'm sorry that I can't. When you get down to, I'm talking good until I get to the computers.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And then you got to go to Didi. Yeah, I got a website, but I don't. Didi can tell you everything about it.
Yeah. We know that you are also on Instagram.
Yes, right.
Yeah, and I'm gonna add a little bit about that on our website. But just in case, if somebody wants to get you, then you are also available. It's mtfree.2021. That's your Instagram handle, mtfree.2021.
Okay.
Michael Thompson free.2021.
Yeah.
So a lot of people can also catch you here and find out about what you're doing. But what I also wanted to ask you, Michael, is in your case, who do you think should be held accountable for what happened with you and what they did to you?
Well, I'm going to tell you, and that's funny that you're the first one to ask that question. Who's to be responsible is first, they had a group called FANG in Flint. It's a police group called FANG, and they were very, very racist. And they didn't make statements like, I'm going to get that nigger. And then one day he told me, nigga, I'll kill you, you fucker. And we was in the hallway of the courtroom. And I said, what's this all about? He said, I called his wife. And I said, man, I ain't called your wife. You know what I'm saying? And so anyway, he threatened me, man. You know, so it just said his name, Michael Campo. I'm going to say this again. Michael Campo, and everybody that was associated with him, their hands was dirty. And since I've been incarcerated, two of them went to prison, and one of them went to prison for he had something to do with a rape case or some girl, they was bribing him, you know what I'm saying, to keep him out of trouble, you know what I'm saying. But anyway, that group right there, they set the whole thing up. But as a matter of fact, I got a thing from one of the key witnesses, and he signed a document stating that everything that happened, everything they told him to do, and his name Scotty Will, and he documented everything out, what they told him to do, and the reason why they told him to, said that he was missing money and all that stuff, because they were trying to find money to put him up in a hotel and all that kind of stuff. But anyway, make a long story short, he told my lawyer, he told other people, he tried to plead with them, said, listen, everything I told you about Michael Thompson was lies. And then the time when they said that his house was going to get firebombed or got firebombed, Scotty Will said that Michael Campo is the one that firebombed his house. And if anybody interview him and let him tell you the whole story, and anybody get a hold of, Dee Dee got the affidavit, and she got the affidavit from Scott Will, and she can let you read it. And everything he said was finally the truth. And he documented everything out and told the truth, but because he thought about it, and you know, I held his baby when she was first born and all that. And it just, he thought about it, and after they gave me all them years, he said, I didn't know y'all gave him all them years for that. And so he really tried to get me released, but unfortunately he sold his soul to the devil, and that was Michael Campo and them, and they're real foul, man. Real foul. And I want to get into what I think about them, because if you want to bring out something bitter inside me, it is for me talking about them, you know what I'm saying? And I try to get people to believe, tell them, look, man, these people lying. These police lying. And so, I mean, what can you do when the police is lying? How do you defend yourself from a lie from a police?
It's very difficult.
You know, so it just, I can understand the George Floyd, and you see what I did for the George Floyd thing. I'm the only one in America. Only person in America that was in prison. All the prisoners in America, I did a contribute to George Floyd from inside the prison. And and I fed 90 guys a bunch of food, and gave them all pops. And they had pops in years, and I gave them all pops. And we did a contribute to George Floyd. And all I asked them guys to do, for them to go back and just stand however long it took to kill George Floyd, stand in their room in silence before they eat. That's all I asked them. And those people that did the story on me, they did a hell of a documentary about that. And you should ask Dee Dee to tell you who the people are. They did a documentary, man. They did it. Wow, they did piece by piece, and they broke it down about me doing that contribute, and how we did it, and what it taken for us to do that. I mean, the staff tried to block us, and we played around that, and they tried to discourage us, and we played around that, and they brought that old racialism and all kinds of stuff into play, and we played around that. But we got it did, and we was the only one out of the Muskegon Correctional Facility in Michigan, the only one that did a contribute to George Floyd.
What about? I can see reports from the time when they arrested you and put all those charges on you, and I see the media reports, and a lot of them have false data. They have misinformation in them. I don't know if they've been corrected or not, but if you compare it from the time when you got arrested, how the media reacted and behaved, and you compare it to now, do you think the media has been a supporter or a destroyer of the facts?
Man, the media was in bed with them. And then after everything, the real truth came out, then he got in bed with me. Shit. Hey, man, but that's where the game is played, I guess. Welcome to life. This is the way life is really. That's the game they play. And so I'm just telling you that the media was in bed with them, man. And then they rolled with them, and then the prosecutor was in bed with the media. So then when the real truth came out and the guns started really flying for the truth, then they want to jump on my bandwagon. You know what I'm saying? So, and I just played along with it. All I wanted to do is be free.
Did you know that day will come when you'll be free, when you were in there?
No, because they kept on saying one thing and saying another, and then they built my hopes up, and then some kind of way I get turned down. So I stopped building my hopes up, just like I stopped my visits. You know, I shut myself out to the outside world. I said, when it happens, it's going to happen. I'm not going to worry about it no more. Because all you can do is, just like I told you, I had a light stroke. And stuff like that can really give you a stroke, like them visits and all that can give you a stroke real fast. You know what I'm saying? Especially if you are stressing a lot. You know?
Yeah.
And so I had to do what's best for me. And that's to shut everybody off.
I was asking myself, thank God Michael has all the support now. It took 25 years for all these people to grow some courage and to be man enough to stand up for you. But what about those who are innocent and wrongfully convicted and don't have that kind of support? What will happen to them?
Hey, man, you smart. That's what I've been telling guys, people, every time they see me speak. And I be telling them, what about the other Michael Thompsons in that? What about the other Michael Thompsons according to that trap sentence? You know what I'm saying? What about them? What about all them people in there for marijuana and got doing life? And now you're legalized and everybody making money and everybody smoking it and they living happy ever after. What about all them people? You know, and what about the ones that can't afford stories out here and the people, you know what I'm saying, they don't have the people crying out for them like they cried out for me. What about them? And that's what I've been speaking about. You know what I'm saying? When talking about trap centers, they trapped. You know what I'm saying? So and that's the reason why, you know, if whatever you can do to give me the help that I need, you know what I'm saying, I appreciate it. Because that's where you just don't know what would be more to me than anything in my life is for me to get 10 guys free on that Michael Thompson Clemency project. Man, if I can see 10 of them walk out there.
Yeah.
And I can look up to the sky and say, I did my job. And thank you. Thank you.
In your experience, Michael, what do you think the race plays? What role do you think race plays in the U.S. criminal justice system?
It's number one. It's number one. You don't get guys. Only people of color get habitual offenders and felony murder. You know, the other they don't hear that kind of stuff. You know, they don't even get that. And see, and so it just race is horrible. Just like I told you, man. You know, I told you about that 7 years ago. Hey, when I ran that, you know, it just how much truth is it to that? You know, I mean, and I used to really respect that speech, and I used to love to say it. I used to love to repeat it. And but how much truth is it to it today in America?
Yeah, I mean, we say that we're one nation under God, but I think this is one nation under the Satan, the devil now, because I don't see their words matching what they're doing. What I've seen is absolute unjustness, and prosecutorial misconduct is one thing that is synonymous in all the cases that come to us. And it just boggles the mind to think that, why are the people asleep? Why don't the people get out on the streets and make a noise? They wait until the war comes to their door. You know, only somebody who's been incarcerated and gone through this kind of thing can understand, but the rest of America has gone silent, complacent.
Well, yeah, I think it's very true. I think that society is ignorant to a lot of things. And the reason why they're ignorant to a lot of things is because they're not hearing the truth. And if society really knew what's really going on and what's really happening and what really needs to happen, I think they would raise up. I think they would really raise up. But they don't know, and because they're not hearing the truth. And so that's what I've been doing. And I've been trying to speak before as many as I could to let them hear. Listen, this is what's happening. Damn what you hearing. This is what's happening. I just left 25 years of it. Now this is what's happening. Now you want to believe somebody ain't never did one day? You want to believe somebody don't give a damn? Or you want to believe somebody, you know what I'm saying, that just all politics. You all politics, and you don't give a damn about a human life. Another human life. You care less. So if you want to listen to the truth, I'm going to tell you the truth. I'm going to tell you what's really happening. And so now, what you going to do? Now, don't you think enough is enough?
Absolutely. Enough is enough. It's a time for a change.
Yes, it is. Yes, it is.
What do you think about the whole idea of the public defender when the prosecutor and the public defender, their paychecks are coming from the same entity?
It's a bunch of bullshit. is a bunch of bullshit. That's what I think about it. I think it's all a game. It's all politics. It's a bunch of bullshit. And they messing over human beings' lives. They're messing over their lives. And here these people thinking they getting somebody gonna defend them, and all the time, you know what I'm saying, they getting sold out. They don't care nothing about defending them. They care about them little peanuts they gonna get, you know, and hurt them, get it, and then let them guys move on by their business. I was dealing with a guy named Cavino Pierce, and one time he got into a problem, and he come to me, and I said, man, what's going on? And he told me that he got busted with some marijuana, and he said they want him to plead to 7 to 15. I said, what? He said, yeah, they want me to plead to 7 to 15. I said, who is this? He said, a quarter point attorney. I said, man, look here. Take this $1,500 and go to Thomas McComb, another attorney. I said, tell Thomas McComb to get you probation. And that's what he did. And he got probation, man. So I say all that to say this. If it wasn't for me intervening with him as my friend, you know, where would this guy be at, man? He'd be in prison right now. And see, so, and that's from a public defender. And here he is. There, I got this lawyer, and I told him to take him because I knew he'd get any real lawyer. They'll do a plea bargain for a fat little marijuana, man. But they gonna get him 7 to 15. So if you ask me what I think about a public defender, I think, you know what I'm saying, they need to wipe his ass with him. You know what I'm saying? Because it's wrong, man. It's wrong what they're doing, man. And that's the reason why I get angry speaking about it. Because it's wrong. It's wrong, and they don't give a damn.
It boggles my mind to see how can a public defender walk into an innocent person's cell, or walk up to a person who's incarcerated and say that, hey, just do time, just do this and accept it even if you haven't done it. What kind of way is that to help somebody fight for their freedom?
First of all, you got to ask yourself, what caliber human being is that? Even do that to another human being. You know, you got to find out and understand where is they soul at. For them they just don't give a damn. And then just like my man Cavino, you're going to bury him. You know what I'm saying? Because you know you want to go ahead and get your quick money and then just move on. And when you know that was some bullshit, some little marijuana, man, it wasn't about nothing. You're going to get his man 7, you're going to ask him to plead to 7.5 to 15. And then I give him $1,500 to go to see another lawyer, and they get him probation.
Just like that.
I mean, where do it stop at? Where do America become a real America? I ain't talking about, you know, just America just talking about it. I'm talking about America being about it. You know what I'm saying? Because there's some good people in America. Just because all them people, you got all them people in prison, they ain't all bad. You got some good people in prison.
Mm-hmm.
And they're very talented. And they can be doing some great things out here. The only thing you got to do is just give them a chance. They made a mistake. The only difference between a politician and them is they got caught and the politician ain't got caught yet.
This is FairPlay, the official podcast of JusticeNews.net.